You've been designing for such a long time. Has the process changed? I mean, particularly since having had a family.
I think I probably put more into it now, despite what most people would think. They'd think I'm spending more time. I'm just working harder, full stop. But no, the design process, it's sort of, I'm much more articulate, I think, in how I get to where I want to go. I'm not as probably sort of distracted, maybe, one for a better word, and I have to be focused now because of, you know, I've got the family and they require a lot of attention, so it's constant.
When you design, do you look at each piece and say, will I wear it? Who will buy this?
Yeah, no, I do, absolutely. I think of that, but I also think of, does it fit into the collection? Is it telling the story? Is it something that we need, or is it something that, you know, we can live without? And is it new enough? And does it, you know, tick all the boxes? Or is it something that's just purely irresistible and everybody would want to dream of wearing but never would? You know, there's so many different sort of things that come into play, but it's sort of, most importantly in each collection, it has to feel right.
Online retail, it's such a big part now, you know, of selling. Do you want to open more stores, or are you happy with your balance?
I think, you know, the online business is very good. I mean, particularly with companies like Net-a-Porter and Style Bop and Shop Bop, and they do, you know, their sell-through rates are extraordinary, and the time they take to sell it is very quick as well. But I still think for me it's really important. You know, the stories, just when I first started, there was always a story to tell, and the story was you take your customer on a journey, or you surprise them, or there's an element of mystery. Or you've been to many of our shows, you know that that's what we've done. We've always managed to surprise people and sort of make them wonder what's behind the curtain. And so now what I'm finding that I'm having to do is try and surprise my customers in a digital online world, and you know, it's still quite difficult because it's not everyone has the opportunity, and it's back to, you know, the bigger the buck, maybe the bigger the spend. But I think, you know, take it in a different way and try and get people, use it as a communication point, or get people to come and talk to you. Or, you know, you can be very creative, and especially with Instagramming and ideas and things, you actually can communicate directly with your customers. So I'm trying to use it for myself in other ways, because I don't quite get the idea of just shopping online. And the other thing too, I find it very intriguing that most people shop online because they think it's cheaper. And it's not, you know, it's just a very convenient way to shop and not have to waste time if you know what you want and you know a brand. But it's, you know, we have to stop that mentality, because a lot of work goes into what we do.
Your show in Paris, I don't think people quite understand how big a deal it is, because you are the only Australian designer on that schedule.
We were showing off calendar, and there was a lot of, you know, I think a lot of press came to our shows, so I guess there was a little bit of a murmur in the corridors, and the Chambre Syndicale took notice and actually then gave us a space on calendar, and we've still maintained that for many years, I guess. And I was actually taking this show season off.
Yes, what happened? You had a baby?
Oh, I know, and I had one of my moments, which was, I feel it's right, we've got a show, it's my instinct, let's do it. And you know, it was great, because within 3 weeks the team turned it around. We did a great job, and we showed on the rooftop of the Maurice in the suite, and it was almost like a couture show, and it was the right thing to do, I think, because sometimes it's not just a commercial enterprise that you're doing, it's something you have to do to sort of realise your vision.
It's Mother's Day, Collette. You know, I think we're sick of the whole motherhood versus career debate. What is your advice to women who really do want to have it all?
I don't think you can ever have it all, so you can't be greedy. It's the first thing, is you have to realise that, you know, for Mother's Day, for me, I can remember many years ago when I didn't have children, it was almost, I used to think it was a commercial farce. It was just a kind of a place for greeting cards companies to turn out, have another point of sale in stores, and now that I have children, it's quite sentimental actually, because it's the one day you sort of have where, you know, maybe your children don't appreciate it as much, but there is a time that is a kind of reflection of family, and it's really important. But it's difficult, you know, everyone has a different level of stamina, so I don't think you should push yourself, and you're selfless in a way. Not selfless, but you don't have the time that you had to yourself. And for me, I'd rather have harmony in the family and balance and that side of it with work than worry about spending time for myself. I think I probably, if I was put somewhere on my own, you know, I'm not the kind of person who'd be so self-indulgent. I just probably want to sleep.